Hello, welcome back. Today I will talk a little bit more about the book King Paimon, Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss. And this is a recording, part of a playlist where I talk about the book, about King Paimon, about different meditations. When it comes to the subject, of course, King Paimon has a lot of things to reveal, has a lot of knowledge, has a lot of... there's always potential, there's always something that the Abyss is calling, that the Abyss has a message for someone, for me, for somebody else, no? So if we think of the Abyss, that will be the subject I will concentrate on today. You know, it speaks something about something so vast, no, that has no end. It has no bottom, it has no... it's almost like our mind, our human mind has difficulty imagining what the Abyss means. The Abyss is something that has no margin, has no limit. It is endless. It has no bottom. It has no cap, no, so to say. It has no left and right. It is simply almost, when we think of time, no, the same way, eternal. It has no end to it. It has almost no beginning. It simply exists. It simply is. And for us, for humans, it seems scary because we always like to categorize things, understand things that has you know, some type of limit to it, some type of left, right, up, down, so we can categorize it and imagine it almost like as a scientist, no, you take a probe and you find the answer and so on and so forth. Well, the Abyss works in a different way. The Abyss represents silence as well, because the Abyss is silent. It is the void, it is the darkness that is not dark. At the same time, it is almost like, say, well, how one can redirect himself in that space, how one can work with that space, no? And it is quite a deep meditation when one thinks about, when you think of the Abyss and the power that it holds. And this is the terrain of King Paimon. The book is about King Paimon. It is a grimoire. He is the king of the Abyss, no, the Lord of the Abyss, and he rules over that power, no? The Abyss carries a certain amount of power as well. And the Abyss too is in the same time magical, because no one can explain, you know, it's part of the divine grace. No one can explain how can something come from nothing. That's almost like the origin of life, no? How is possible from that nothingness, which the Abyss represents, that darkness, that vastness, that no end, no beginning, something can be created, or everything has been created from the Abyss. How is that possible, no? So it speaks about the divine spark, the divine grace, the divine power, the power of God, that God created in that Abyss, everything that existed. But that didn't make the Abyss go away, no? The Abyss still exists, and it is the space, everything that exists between matter. And you say, well, we don't have the eyes for it, but it's enough for us to know that it is there. And meditating on the Abyss, no? Say, well, I believe that every source of inspiration, it's almost like a tool of God. Everything comes from silence, you know. It's like in the beginning there was nothing, and suddenly a thought came, an idea came. That comes from the Abyss, from that point of nothingness. Suddenly something arises, an idea, a feeling, a musical note, a line, a word, whatever you imagine it, no, to be. It comes from there. So that's like the first message, that the importance of the Abyss is to say, well, from that Abyss, from that darkness, something emerges, something reaches our plane, no? The Abyss is it's a different type of plane than our earthly plane, and it is up and down as well, no? It surrounds everything. And so to say, well, it's quite funny because they say, well, everything that comes from there. So it's almost like we are able to tune ourselves, no, to through meditation or through silence, that idea can reach us, or we are able to hear it. Say, well, many ideas maybe pass us, or our ears, or our sixth sense or seventh sense. How many senses humans have? No, it's like we haven't discovered all, but this is a particular sense that one can have, no, to decode that darkness, no, that code of darkness, to decode it and to realize it, or to observe it, or to understand what's the meaning of it. And this is pretty much what I'm doing through my works, or when I work with the grimoires, or I write my grimoires, is that I tune to that being, no, or to that notion of time or space or understanding, or I'm trying to reach that point, no, somehow through my mind, through my spirit, and then it reaches me back. I receive some type of information, no, that I in very sensitive way I guide it towards myself, towards my mental plane, where I'm able to decode it. No, it sounds a little complicated, but it's not. It's simply I believe in it. I don't close it as nothing. I let it flow. I let it reach me, and then I can translate it in words. Sometimes it's a melody, sometimes it's a music, sometimes it's a thought, an idea, a word, and then I let it flow. Now, once you reach that point, it more comes from that. It's not just one thing. You can hear an entire melody. You can hear an entire book. No, that it is sent to you from that abyss. No, or you are able to tune yourself to that place, to that plane, and you are in tune with that, and then you are able to hear it, understand it, no, and then you materialize it through word or through something that you create or record, if it's music, or write if it's a book, and so on and so forth. So all art of creation somehow reaches this type of meditation or work that I am speaking about. Some are more conscious about it, some not. Some believe inspiration comes from somewhere else, but it comes from that place, no? And it's quite interesting. You say, well, if the abyss is silent, in the same time, that silence too carries a lot of messages, no? The silence is never silent. The silence does carry a lot of wisdom, and it carries a lot of messages, and it almost chooses the person who they are going to reveal that mystery box, that gift box, that then you're able to open, and you're able to transfer it into your own reality, if you decide so, of course. And depending on the subject, or depending on the interest that you have, but in general, I think the grimoires that I have written do carry a lot of these seeds, do carry, it's almost to say, well, if I was able to touch that box and open that mystery box, and I created a book out of it, no, it gives message to others as well. So it's like that seed carries even more seeds, no? To say, well, one seed creates a plant, and that plant has already more seeds. So that one seed is never only one, it's always more. And if anyone reads from my grimoires, they are going to find different seeds that are planted for them in those books of mine, no? Which I created from my own seed. So that's, I think, one purpose of it as well. No, it's not only the book as simply a book, but it is about created like ramification. No, like imagine a tree that has different branches and can open up, no, towards the sky, towards the light. Say, well, there are more things to grow. There are more things to be seen, and that's season by season. Things to change, things to appear, and things do carry messages. No, of course, words carry messages, books carry messages, intended for you to hear, intended for you to discover as well, intended to bring you further on your journey, if it's meant to be. No, I believe in divine grace, as to say, well, there's a reason why you read this book. There's a reason why you're interested in the things you're interested. There's a reason why you're doing or not doing something. The passive aspect of existence is as important, maybe even more important than the active part of existence. That's a place where I think humans have understood a little wrong, by doing without necessarily thinking. It's almost say there is a balance in that as well. The passive aspect of not doing, or in that doing, it's a more, you say, well, we cannot ever not do something because we always do something, even by not doing. But in a more passive approach, it means by sitting with yourself, by yourself, reading or meditating, doing something that requires some type of silence, that space, that plane, that approach to life, it will give you a lot of seeds. It will give you a lot of very beautiful and very important things for life. And the active part is depleting those seeds. It's something that is taken away from you. So it's important to know and say, well, what are the things that I want to put my energy in it? And I need that space of passiveness so I can fill my own cup, fill my own ideas or whatever I need, so I can go into the active part. They are both extremely important, and sometimes I think we forget about the passive part of almost nothing doing, whatever it may seem like, not active in the meaning of working or going out all the time, talking all the time, meeting people all the time, doing things all the time. That is going to deplete your life. And the people or humans who have consciously decided to go the other way around and say, well, I'm going to spend more time with myself, or just a few people, and spend time in sleep or meditation or being in nature, or, doing things by my own, it's going to give me some type of, quite interesting different elements that I can use then, and can be very helpful to me, and it's definitely more healthy as well, and more recharging, your physical or your mental or your spiritual plane. And that's why reading is very, very beneficial for these reasons, because it is passive for the body but active for the mind. Those things are very important as well, the same way as using your hands in writing, drawing, working, whatever it is active for the hands but passive for the brain, for the mental plane. So it's always a dance between these two elements. Even when we sleep, our brain sometimes goes into passive mode, sometimes more active, the different sleep states that we go through. So it shows that it is important for both to be part of every daily life. Of course, sometimes even the passive can be extreme. Say, well, my activities are very passive, and I enjoy, for me personally, I enjoy in life more passive activities, like swimming or walking or being by myself, writing, sleeping, meditating, drawing, painting, music, or whatever it is. But those are the things that resonate mostly with my soul. That's the way I am more made in this way. I feel myself more at home in those places than if I was to go in a place where it's 100,000 people. I can do it, but it's just not my interest. And so the passive active elements are important as well, especially for receiving new ideas. That those ideas come, or how to say, they can come in the active part, even if you, for example, you're surrounded by friends and everyone is talking, and even then you can get an idea. But still means that you have done some type of passive work before, some type of meditation, or you have been by yourself, and then sometimes the inspiration arrow strikes, and it can strike in different moments. We don't necessarily control when it arrives. So if you're looking for inspiration in your life, it can come from different sources, it can come from people, it can come from a song, from a book, from just simply sitting and not doing nothing. There's always, a search, but that search or that element that comes to you, it is from the abyss. It is coming from that space of nothingness, that we don't really understand, and we cannot really put our finger on. But I do understand how it is. Sometimes, as I've said, even the words are are very limited. Our language, our human language, is a very and I will always say this, it is true, it's very limiting expression of our own soul. That shows that our soul is so much wiser and so much open and so much more able to feel things that we are not able to transfer through words. That's why this is a struggle I always have now. I always try to break the barrier, but of course the feeling or the understanding that comes from inside, from my own wisdom or from my own understanding, is much more higher, much more active, and much more deep now and vast and so on and so forth. Then my words are able to transfer it. But that's the exercise for the other person as well, to find that knowledge, to find that in themselves. That's the inner work is the most important part of a human. No, it's not about the knowledge that you receive from the outside world. It is the knowledge and the feeling and the wisdom that you carry inside you, that you have to somehow trust it now, through your own for your own feeling, for your own intuition, for your own mind. So when we read a book, I think something quite interesting happens. It's almost like one person is reading the book, no, and the other part of you is meditating on the words. Is the part of the feeling body, the etheric body, no, that has a reaction to it. It's almost like the soul and the mental are equally activated, and they equally enjoy. It's almost like the mind is reading for the soul, and the soul is able to sit back and enjoy those feelings, enjoy those words. At the same time, the mental too loves to get new ideas, and it's almost like a pleasure for the mind as well, no, and for the soul. It equilibrates the mind and the soul, and of course for the body as well. It's very relaxing. If you're interested to read from my grimoires, now it's always the question, well, which of the grimoire is the right one to start? And I can, of course, suggest which one. I mean, I have different ones. The most latest I have written is called Asmodeus, the Grimoire of Asmodeus. It's a very beautiful book, but I have written other ones. If you're interested to check my grimoires and my other books, you can kindly do so on Amazon. I publish all my books on Amazon, simply because it's very easy to buy it, and it can be shipped anywhere in the world where you're at, and you can enjoy reading and have them, for yourself. And you simply go on Amazon and put my name, Anais Giulia, and then you're going to see all my books. And the ones that they are grimoires, I have written in the subtitle, it's a grimoire, or you can read the cover, you can check the description on the cover of the book, and you can intuitively choose one for yourself. As I've said, it doesn't matter so much which one, because they do all carry very interesting, very important, let's call it seeds, as we had the example, the metaphor for this recording. They do carry a lot of wisdom. They do carry, it is something more than simply a book. It will create something inside. It will give you something that it will be extraordinary in one way or another. No, it will be something new. It will be something that is going to, activate that part in you that you somehow didn't even knew you needed. No, there's always the element of surprise when we read a new book, and there's always the element of transformation when one reads a grimoire. If that's something that you're looking for, as any book, it always creates something, or gives us something that it is empowering, that it is beautiful, that it is a recognition, from my own soul to another, and it can inspire you, activate you in different ways that you need in your life, as we all need, elements for ourselves to be happy, to discover something new, to learn something new, to expand ourselves. There's always the element of potential too, as well, that comes with King Paimon. The Grimoire of King Paimon was my first grimoire, and it is a very large book. If you want to start with that, I of course invite you to do that, and I honor you. I think that it's like a high peak, a high mountain that one can conquer, and the Grimoire of King Paimon is a very beautiful book. It is my favorite, it's my masterpiece. But I have written the Grimoire of Goetia, the Grimoire of Lerage, the Grimoire of Lilith, the Grimoire of Asmodeus, the Grimoire of Citri, the Grimoire of Barbatos. And I have other books as well that deal with other subjects. If you're interested to see the list, as I've said, you can check on Amazon. Just put my name, type my name, Anais Giulia, and there you can find all my books. And thank you so much for listening. Until next time, bye, be blessed.